Welcome back to the deep blue sea. Our four zonies in their submarines have moved on from doing the 360 spins of last week and are now looking for some friendly competition.
Okay, guys, hear me out. Now that I know how to make this thing go fast, and I mean really fast, how about we have a little race? What do you say?
Oh, I'm so in.
You guys like losing?
No, but it doesn't matter. I always win.
All right, enough with the smack talk. Do you guys see that mast over there? Okay, the first one to that mast and back wins. Jonathan, tell us when to go.
Okay, everyone line up. Ready?
Ready.
All right, perfect. On your mark, get set, go!
Hey, Jonathan, what are you doing back there? What's all that noise?
I can't turn around.
Yes! Yes! I win! I won! I guess you don't always win, do you, Elijah? Whatever.
Okay, PJ, enjoy your win later. It sounds like Jonathan's either gonna break his submarine or the mast, whichever comes first. Jonathan, stop moving for a second. Is something wrong with your steering device?
My what?
The thing that tells you how to move.
I don't think I have one of those. But hey, what's that sticking out of the sand down there?
Oh, that's the old helm. Part of our old ship before it wrecked. But we don't need it anymore. See, that was part of our old life, and now that we have a new life, we have something way better, something different. So let me tell you a little about it, and maybe we'll get you moving in the process. The helm is part of the ship that has the really big wheel, and that really big wheel turns a tiny part called the rudder that steers even the biggest of ships. But ours, it got stuck a lot of times, no matter how many times I changed it. And sometimes we would go to really cool places, and most times we went places we never wanted to go, or ended up going in circles. We got stuck so many times. In fact, it reminds me, in James chapter 3, it says that there's a small part of us that controls the biggest direction of our lives. Why don't you take a guess?
Elbow, baby carrot, spinach.
Let's just read it. In James chapter 3, verse 4 and 5, it says, "And a small rudder makes a huge ship turn wherever the pilot chooses to go, even though the winds are strong. In the same way, the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches." It's our tongue. It's the words we say that control the direction of our lives. Even though we may have a new life in Jesus, it can be hard to control our tongue sometimes. When someone makes fun of someone else or something, it could be easy to jump in. Or when someone hurts your feelings and you want to hurt them back. And lastly, if you're just trying to get a glass of water and you stub your toe, yeah, it can be hard to control the tongue too. But God takes our words very seriously. And there's actually a story in the Bible where words became deadly. So let's turn on our sonar and check out how our words can take us in all sorts of directions. In the book of Acts, there was a husband and wife named Ananias and Sapphira. They were rich, they had a lot of land, and they were followers of Jesus. Now, in this time, after Jesus rose from the dead and was carried back up to heaven, his followers were getting along so well. They ate together, they went to church every day, and they sold everything they had so there would be money and other things for their followers as well. But for Ananias and Sapphira, giving everything away didn't sound like a good idea. Now they did sell their land, but they wanted to keep a little of the money for themselves. Now you can see that they weren't doing everything that the followers of Jesus were doing. When it came time to share the money that they received with the disciples, they kept part of it hidden. And Ananias said, "This is all the money that we received." Now you and I both know lying to God is not the best idea. The Holy Spirit told the disciples that Ananias was lying. So the disciples called him out and said, "You're lying to God." And suddenly, Ananias fell over and died like that. After Ananias' body was carried out, Sapphira came running into the room. And when the disciples asked her, "Is this all the money that you received for selling your land?" she said yes, it was. And like a parrot on a pirate's shoulder, the disciples said the exact same thing. We know you're lying to God. And Sapphira fell over and died. Like that.
Died? What do you mean died? All they did was lie. Why did they have to die?
Well, James chapter 3 verses 10 and 11 say this. Praises and curses come from the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, this should not happen. Do good and bad water flow from the same spring? See, the church was just getting started. And in order to show the new life that Jesus had for everyone, God knew that any sin would cause new believers to slip into their old ways and even sin too. And that wouldn't just affect the church for when it started, but even now. So if Ananias and Sapphira were allowed to keep sinning, we'd be a lot further than where God wanted us. So the Holy Spirit took their lives so that their words wouldn't poison the new words of the new believers. Their words wouldn't poison the new life that Jesus had for everyone.
Wait, but those were just words. So what does that mean for us? Does that mean that if we were to lie or do something bad, then we would die too?
No, but our words can be like poison and kill the things around us. Our friends may not want to stay our friends because the words we choose may hurt them. Or you may quit after a task if all you're saying is, I can't do it. And even worse, someone may not know the truth about Jesus because the words we choose show that we don't know him. So what do? Do we just tell our brains to tell our tongues to not say those kind of words? Well, the Bible may say something differently. Matthew 12:34 says, whatever is in your heart determines what you say. Remember when I said my old rudder used to get stuck, even after I changed it?
No.
Okay, well, after the shipwreck, I learned that it was the helm that was broken. And it was turning the rudder and taking the ship in all sorts of directions. When I wanted to go left, well, the rudder went right. And when I wanted to go right, well, the rudder went, you know. But after I joined and got into the submarine, I had something new. I didn't have to turn the big helm and deal with a broken rudder. I can just move these joysticks in any sort of direction. And I didn't have to go somewhere that I didn't want to. I could use this and go in the direction I wanted to every time. Over to the left, over to the right. See, we're good. In the same way, what's in your heart, the thoughts that you think, and your attitude can control the things that you say. The good news is, Jesus' salvation gives us all new life. But it doesn't just stop there. When we get baptized, it shows the world that we're a new creation. I was a little scared when I got baptized. I knew that Jesus changed me on the inside, but it would be hard to change my words and actions to match it on the outside. But then I remembered, the inside happens first. The inside is the most important. And you can make that decision today to be baptized, to show the world that you have new life in Jesus. And if you already are baptized, you can keep showing the world that you're changed by the words that you say. So let's review. Our tongues are the small part of us that control the entire direction of our lives. When Sapphira and Ananias lied, they fell over and died. The Holy Spirit took their lives so their words wouldn't poison the church. And lastly, our hearts determine what we say.
Okay, so all I have to do is... Whoa, cool.
Yep, that's it.
Well, now that I know how to navigate, I think we should do a redo of our race.
Redo? No. My win still counts.
Whatever you say.
Whatever I say. No, I did win.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right, PJ. You did win. But so do all of us when we stop the negative talk and listen to the real truth found in Jesus. Catch you back here next week. Maybe by then, we'll know who's the fastest sub.